which is not from those 9. So in this case, you need to get approval. If another project, which is in this case, you need definitely to contact me to of the previous 9, it's okay. You can directly, definitely start working without getting any approval. No, no, IoT, Internet of Things. You can start working on OT is number 9, which is not number. It's number or number 8, number 7. So number 7, Internet of Things. If you work on Internet of Things, it's okay. You don't need to get any approval. So, okay, wireless drone, you don't need to get any approval. FM, you don't need to get any approval. But if something else, you need to get an approval. So, starting to the topic. So, if for example, I'm going to speak about a certain topic. So, for example, some students say that Doctor Laura, and Laura is a new technology. It's invented in 2018. So find, let's say, references about Laura. By the way, these projects are available on internet. You can find so many references. So by the way, what I need from you, if you select, for example, Laura, um, directly, let me show you. If you select Laura, for example, so the idea is extremely very straightforward. Go to, let's say, Google and search for, let's say, Laura. So I'm going to write on Google Laura using Arduino. Okay, let me show you what I have. Let me share screen. So, okay, okay, okay. So, um, just a second. So can you see my screen? Okay, perfect. So when I just search for LoRa using LoRa transmitter receiver using Arduino, I found, let's say, this link. Interfacing SX1278 RA2 LoRa module with Arduino. Okay, nice. So, okay, this is the introduction. What is LoRa? You can see here it's a LoRa. It stands for long range, and it can be used to for a distance between 15 to 20 kilometers. So, introduction to LoRa. In general, what I need from you, I need you to write introduction. So this is like introduction. Understanding LoRa, definitely I need from you to give me, let's say, like a background regarding LoRa. Then I need you to propose two solutions. This is LoRa, and here another two solutions: Wi-Fi, cellular, Bluetooth. Uh, so let's say voice over internet, and so we have a lot of here is a solution. Wi-Fi is a solution. Bluetooth is a solution. You need to select two solutions, and here it's written about these solutions. So everything regarding to these two solutions. Uh, Here about LoRa fuel of LoRa, it's SX1278. Now, what I need from you, definitely, I need from you to give me the components. So these are pictures for the component. This is LoRa, this is the antenna, and then after that, I need you to give me the circuit of the transmitter and the circuit of the receiver. This is the circuit of the transmitter. It's drawn using fritzing. Now, you should draw the transmitter using a program. So the simplest one and the one which is free is fritzing. By the way, I asked Muhammad Sharshir to give you a lecture about how to use fritzing. By the way, you need just 2 to 5 minutes to understand how to use or download it, and you can use it in GR132. And I think almost all of you it's a free. It's a free. By the way, you don't need to download it from the website. Download Fritzing. So you can find so many links and click and download it. It's for free. It's for free. It's a free software. So just download Fritzing. Enter. You will find so many websites you can go to anyone. Click download and you can go online if you would like as well. So there are other many other softwares if you would like to use, let's say, BSpice, if you would like to use Multisim, Workbench, if you need to use. There are other programs like something called Dia diagram. Also, it's for free. But FreeSync is the simplest one, and it's for free, and it's easy to use. So I like FreeSync because, by the way, this is a drone using FreeSync, as you can see. So this is the transmitter, and as you can see here, I need you to explain in details the connection. So this is the connection. uh, uh, I don't need you to give me a picture for the practical hardware, because I'm not asking you to implement the hardware. I just need from you definitely the circuit. I need from you the connection, and this is the circuit of the receiver, and this is the connection. You need to explain the connection in details, and you need also, I don't need the real connection. Then this is the step by step. So you need to install Arduino. Arduino, by the way, is for free. Then you need to insert the codes for the transmitter and the receiver. This is the code of the transmitter. You need to explain the code step by step. So again, if you put the code, you need to explain the code step by step. This is the code of the transmitter. This is the code of the receiver. You need to explain the code step by step. So that's it. You can see it's just one. Uh, in the first time, I just found one link. I go to that link. I found everything I need. So as I said, it's very straightforward. I select themes that are available everywhere. You can find hundred thousands of links related to these projects. It's not allowed to copy paste. I'm going to use Turnitin in order to check if you are copying. I need you to write everything from your own work that you understand this project. Again and again, it's I'm going to make it internet sorry, turn it in. So in this case, I'm going to check if you copy from somewhere. So um, again, let me go back to the template. Let me show you in order to show you what I need exactly from you in D1. So in D1, this is the template. It's already as a Word file, so you can it's editable. You can write directly on this. Um, as you can see here, you need the highlighted text. You need to change this text. So EE, you need to put here 440 course code, course title, transmission of information, project title. You need to put the name of your project. Okay, so it's not allowed to change anything in this template. It's not allowed to change anything in this template. If you change anything in this template, I'm going to deduct a lot of grades. It's not allowed to change anything in this template. It's not allowed to add anything extra. It's not allowed to remove anything from this template. I need this template exactly like this. So just put here 440 transmission of information, the title of your project. Okay. the names, by the way, with respect to the number of students in each group, 3 students, 2 students, 1 student. It's up to you. So 3 students in each group is okay. 2 students in each group is okay. 1 student in each group is okay. If you would like to work alone, it's okay. If you are 2 and you would like to work together, it's okay. If you are 3 and you would like to work together, it's okay. If you need to use the same group of the lab, it's okay. If you need to change your group, it's okay. If you need to make 4 students in a group, no. More than 3 is not acceptable. Okay? More than 3, not acceptable. So up to 3 students in each group. Is it clear? Perfect. So here, the names. In the previous semester, we had only 2 students. In this semester, we increase the number of students to 3. So 3 students is okay. Up to 3 students, not more than that. So you need to put the students' names and ID. Here, the date of the submission, the date of the submission. So if you need to submit it today, put the date of today. If you need to submit it tomorrow, put the date of tomorrow. Section, you need to put your section. So your section definitely is O3. So you need to write here O3. And spring 2021. If I see something wrong here, I'm going to deduct. Great. So it's not fall, it's spring 2021. This is already available on Moodle. Okay, next page. In the next page, I need from you to write an abstract. Okay, I need you to write an abstract, 200 to 350 words, not more than 350, not less than 200. Again, so the abstract in general should be in 1 page. It should be on almost on 1 page. So it's not allowed to write less than 200, not allowed for you to write more than 350 words. Clear? You can easily count the number of words. If you select and go to, let's say, review, count words, you can see how many words you have in the file. So this is regarding to the abstract. So let's go to the table of contents. This is extremely important. Table of contents, it's extremely important. Now, table of contents. It's not allowed to change anything in the table of contents. It's not allowed to change anything in the table of contents. It's not allowed, again, to change anything in the table of contents. Not modifying, removing, adding, anything. It should be exactly like this. So it should be exactly like this. Ali Khalid, it's okay. So Ali Khalid is here. Ali Khaldi, Ali Khaldi, is Ali Khaldi here? Okay. Habiba, Habiba, Jasim, Shabib. Okay, thank you, Shabib. So again, Shabib is here. Ali Khalid is here. Ali Al-Khaldi, Ali Al-Khaldi. So Ali Al-Khaldi is not here. Habiba is not here. Jasim is not here. Okay. Okay. If you have any question, just write your question so I can answer all your questions as quick as possible. So again, the table of contents. The table of contents should be exactly like this. It's not allowed for you to change the text. It's not allowed to add anything. It's not allowed for you to add or remove or modify or, for example, change the text, the font of the text, or change the size of the text or anything like this. I will explain these steps. So let me go through the table of contents step by step. So introduction, It's a normal introduction. You need to write the problem definition, what you need to do, what you need to solve, what you need to design. So this is the problem definition. Criteria and constraints. Criteria and constraints are extremely important. So no. It's forget about ABA style, IEEE style. I'm giving you what you need to do exactly here. I will tell you which font type, which font size, what you need to do exactly. It's already written in the template. Just follow what's available in the template. So follow the style of the template. I don't need you to follow ABA style or IEEE style. Just follow the style of this template. With respect to the references, it's better to use IEEE style with respect to the references. Okay, so introduction. Problem definition, you need to define the problem. Criteria, constraints, you need to write the criteria. So for example, the criteria should be something like weight, size, cost, and so on. Constraints, the cost should be low, the power, the transmit power is low. For example, the weight is low, the size is low, the distance, it should be large, something like this. This is criteria, constraints. Objectives, you need to write, let's say, 5 6 objectives. I need to design a system that will do this and that, and blah blah blah. Structure of the report. Structure of the report, it's just you need to write the table of contents in a paragraph. So for example, I'm going to say in chapter 1, I'm going to speak about the problem. So I'm going to define the problem. Then I will go to criteria, constraints. Then I'm going to show the objectives. After that, I'm going to start speaking about chapter 2, which is the available solutions. And then I'm going to speak about the advantages and disadvantages of these solutions. In chapter 3, I'm going to propose my solution, where I'm going first of all to speak about, let's say, introduction about my solution. Then after that, I'm going to, let's say, explain the theory behind my solution using block diagram. Then I'm going to show the components. After that, I'm going to, let's say, speak about the circuit diagram and the code of the proposed solution. In chapter 4, I'm going to conclude my talk, and finally, I'm going to show the references and appendices. So you need to write this in a paragraph. This is called structure of the report. So the structure of the report is actually the table of contents in a paragraph. Is it clear? Okay, very nice. So the structure of the report is writing the table of contents in a paragraph. Then in any pieces, you are going to see structure of the report. Those who have GB1 and GB2, they will see structure of the report as well in GB1 and GB2. Okay, let's continue. Now, introduction. Introduction should be 100 to 250 words. Okay, the introduction should be 100 to 250 words. In the introduction or in the whole report, the font type should be Calibri font. Okay, in the whole report, the font type should be Calibri font. The size of the font, 12 points. This is the text, but the titles should be 14. Okay, so the titles should be 14. The text should be 12. The titles, as you can see, like blue, and the text like black. The spacing between the, let's say, the lines should be 1.5. So you should use 1.5 spacing. uh, each chapter should be in a separate page. Each chapter should be in a separate page. So chapter 1 should be start from the beginning of a page, chapter 2 at the beginning of a page, and so on. Yeah, so each chapter should be in a separate page. So problem definition, criteria, constraints, objective, structure of the report. Just you need to fill each one below. You should not remove the section number. So you should not remove the section number. This is section 1.1, 1.2, 1. It's not allowed to change the section number. Then after that, you are going to speak about available solutions. So when we spoke about LoRa, we had a lot of available solutions like Wi-Fi, like let's say cellular, like voice over internet, and so on. So you need to speak about at least two available solutions. You should speak at least about two available solutions rather than your solution. So if you need to speak about LoRa, you can speak about any other two solutions, like for example, one of them Wi-Fi, and the other one, for example, mobile phones. So these two solutions, and LoRa is your proposed solution. So here, brainstorming means the solutions, and then you need to speak about advantages and disadvantages of these solutions. Okay, this is section 2.1 and 2.2. It's not allowed to modify the titles. It's not allowed to modify the titles. Section number 3, or actually chapter 3. In chapter 3, you need to speak about your solution. No, no, Akhil. I don't need you to speak in details about these solutions. So, with respect to these solutions, you need just to speak, let's say, at least you need to write, for example, more than one page for these two solutions. So, let's say half a page for the first solution, half page for the second solution. Okay. So, you can see solution number one, Wi-Fi, and you can speak half a page or a little bit more about this solution. Then solution number two, it's like mobile phone systems, and you can speak, let's say, half a page or something like this. And you can put figures related to solution one and solution two. So in this case, definitely you will have more than one page. Then you need to give advantages and disadvantages of each solution. So, for example, in Wi-Fi, if I'm going to use Wi-Fi, I should, let's say, have internet, for example. If I need to use mobile phone, definitely I should have a SIM card, and I should pay money, and I should have towers. So it's a little bit expensive. So without towers, without SIM card, without paying money, I cannot use mobile phone system. So something like this. In LoRa, you don't need to pay money, you don't need SIM card, you don't need, let's say, towers and so on. So it's cheap. So it's something like this. This is what you need to do with respect to brainstorming and advantages and disadvantages. I don't have any problem if as in a table. So advantages and disadvantages, would like to write them in okay as well. So it's up to you. By the way, if you would like to write them put them in a table, it's okay as well. So I did, if I needed table or paragraph, both of them. For example, here in the criteria and constraints, some of you like to put a criteria and constraints. Some of you would like to put them in bullet points. So to put them, it's up to you. By the way, bullet points, or let's say in the table, it's both of them are. Who would like to put them in paragraph? By the way, I don't like to put criteria and constraints in paragraph. Or objectives should be bullet points, be either bullet points or numbers or table paragraphs. So in general, acceptable to put structure of the report as bullet points, because if you put it bullet points, it becomes like table of contents. No, structure of the report should be paragraph. This one should be paragraph. Problem definition should be also paragraph. So brainstorming and advantages and disadvantages, it's up to you. You can write them as a paragraph, you can put them as, but I need to see solution one. So brainstorm to write solution one and let's say solution two. So solution one, and then you need to speak about solution one, then solution two, and then you need to speak about solution two. You can put a figure for solution one and a figure for solution two. Okay, now proposed solution. With respect to the proposed solution, this is the most important part. Um, this is the most important part. So you need first of all solution. Then you need to put the block diagram. So the input and output. So the block diagram, the input and output, and then you need to speak about the block diagram. So what is the input signal? What's the output signal in general here? So in the block diagram. So components, you need to put the components. So I'm going to use, for example, LoRa antennas, Arduino, LCD screen, and so on. So you can put the components. You need to put the components as figures as well, and you need to, let's say, if you need to speak about any component, you need to put the figure of that component, and then a little bit you can say this is LoRa, for example. Then need to put then the receiver. So for example, and receiver, you have a transmitter and receiver, you need to put the circuit as I show right now. So I show the circuit using fritzing. So here I prefer to use uh, fritzing. Okay. So I prefer to use fritzing to draw the circuit. And definitely you need to explain the connection. So you need to explain the connection. I connected pin number 7 with pin number 9. I connected pin number 3 with pin number 7, and so on. So you need to explain the connection. Finally, if you have code simulation, you need to explain the code step by step. So here, uh, you need to put the code and you need to explain it. Finally, you need to speak about the conclusion. The conclusion should be divided into two parts. It should be divided into two parts. Here, we don't have BD1 and BD2. We have just one BD. So in general, BD2 is the hardware. We don't have hardware. So summary of the work done in BD1. This is the summary. And future work, what you are going to do, what you can do in the future. So two parts. The first part is summary. So what you did, in this project we did blah 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 blah. In future, we can that. So you need to speak about what you did and what you can do later on. This is with respect to conclusion. Then after that, we have appendices. In the appendices, you need to put the data sheets. Sheet, you can find it easily and over internet. So the data sheet of the Arduino, the data sheet of the LoRa, if you use a component, you can put the data sheet of that component. I don't need the data sheet of a resistor or a capacitor or a conductor or a wire or something like this. I don't care about these things. I need the data sheet of the biggest components. So the biggest component in your case, for example, Arduino, definitely all of you will use Arduino. So put the data sheet of the Arduino. It's already available everywhere. If you are going to use LoRa, you can put also the data sheet of the LoRa. Now, with respect to the references, it should look like this. This is the IEEE style, by the way. It's not the ABA style. Since we are electrical engineering, so we should follow IEEE. IEEE, it's international, let's say, electrical and electronics engineering. So we are electrical, so we need to follow definitely the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, which is IEEE, and we should support IEEE because it's related to electrical, let's say, field. So, and it's the most famous one all over the world. IEEE style, it's the most famous one all over the world. So I prefer to always to follow IEEE, not APA. It's for arts. It's not for engineering, by the way. Now, all engineering and all science, if you go to science or engineering or even in some arts, they follow IEEE style. So all engineering, mechanical, electrical, computer, chemical, civil, architecture, and so on, they follow IEEE style. So we are electrical. We need to follow it. So in the IEEE style, you need to put the author, the first author, the second author, and so on, and then the paper name. This should be italic, by the way, but it's okay if you put the paper name between double quotation, comma. Then you need to put the journal name or the conference name. Then let's say if you have a country and if you have a date. Here, if it's a journal, definitely here you need to put volume number and let's say issue number. If it's a journal, if it's a conference, so you don't need to put the volume and number. But this is the format that you should use. This is the format you should use. Okay, so this is regarding to what? This is regarding to the D1, deliverable one. Now, with respect to deliverable two, you should go to the second template. The second template is uh, the presentation template. The presentation template. So this is the presentation template. Definitely, as you can see here, you should use this template. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Do not change the template. Do not use another template. This is the AUM theme. This is the AUM template. Again, if you change the template, I'm going to deduct grades from your presentation. It should be exactly look like this. Here, title of the project, EE440, it will stay EE440 transmission of information. Group members, you need to write your names, ID, department, all of you EE. And the instructor is my name. So this is the template. This is the template. You should use this template. You have to use this template. You must use this template. Otherwise, you will lose grades. Now, the contents, it's up to you. I don't care about the contents, but if I were you, definitely I'm going to speak a little bit about introduction, problem definition. It's this is, let's say, use definition, and objectives. If it's up to you, if you would like to speak about objectives, or if you need to remove it, it's okay. I don't care about objectives. Definitely, you need to speak about theory using block diagram. So you need to put the block diagram and you need to speak about the block diagram. Components, definitely, you need to put the components and you need to put the circuit connection and you need to speak about the components and the circuit connection. This is extremely important, extremely important. Simulation, it's up to you. I don't care about the simulation. If you would like to speak about simulation, it's okay. If you don't want to speak about simulation, you can remove it. It's not important for me. So these things are important. If you need to add something, it's okay as well. So if you need to add something, it's okay. Then conclusion, future works, and then contribution, it's not so important for me. And maybe references is more important. So these things that I need from you. Introduction, problem definition, objectives. I don't need it in general. If you need to remove it, it's okay. I don't care about objectives. I don't care about simulation. I know that many students do not like to speak about simulation, so forget about simulation and objectives. If you need to put the objectives, it's okay. If not, it's okay. So this is a plus minus. I don't have any problem. So if you would like to put it, it's okay. If you would like to remove it, it's okay. I think students like to put the objectives, so it's okay if you would like to put the objectives. It's okay. So the most important thing is introduction, problem definition. Those are very important. Now, if you would like to speak about criteria and constraints, it's okay. Criteria and constraints, it's okay. If you would like to speak about objectives, it's okay. If you would like here, it's definitely you need to speak about block diagram, and definitely you need to speak about circuit diagram. Simulation, it's up to you. You need to speak about simulation, it's okay. If you would like, if you don't like to speak about simulation, it's okay. Conclusion, future works, you should speak about conclusion and future works. References, you can put the references at the end. So the presentation should be at least 4 minutes each one. Okay. So that presentation should be 4 minutes for each one. Again, we will start the presentations during week again and again. When we are speaking about the presentation, uh, it's in a group, but the grade is individual. So again, you can make your presentation with your group, but the grade will be individual. So definitely, even if you do the presentation with your group, this does not mean that all grades will be the same. With respect to the report, definitely the grades will be the same for the whole group. The grade will be the same for the whole group. This is regarding to D1. D2, it's individual. So this means that each one will have different grade, even if you did the presentation at the same time with the same topic. At least 4 minutes. At least, always at least 4 minutes. This means at least 4 minutes. You can make it more than 4 minutes, definitely. So, more than 4 minutes is okay. Less than 4 minutes, it's not okay. Less than 4 minutes, it's not okay. More than 4 minutes, it's okay. So, for example, if I am alone and I know that I cannot explain this within just 4 minutes, I need, for example, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It's okay. You can take 7 minutes or 8 minutes. It's okay. But less than 4 minutes, it's not acceptable. I need to check your skills and so on. So I cannot judge your skills within just 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. You need to speak at least, let's say, if, let's say 4 minutes. Now, again and again, with respect to the camera, many students ask me about the camera. Do I need to open the camera or not? It's up to you. If you would like to open the camera, you can. By the way, if you open the camera, I'm the only one who can see you. If you open the camera, I'm the only one who will see. I'm the only one that I can see you. So nobody can see you except me.